By the end of October of 1918, Utah health officials thought they'd turned the corner in the fight against the flu pandemic. Cases were dropping, and their efforts to isolate people with the flu were successful. But there was also a world war going on, and in November, when the Armistice to end the war was signed, Salt Lakers wanted to celebrate, and the largest public celebration ever held in Salt Lake City ensued. Held in front of the Salt Lake Tribune offices between 1st and 2nd South on Main Street, the paper estimated 125,000 people turned out to the impromptu dance and party. Ordinarily, this wouldn't be an issue, but in the middle of a pandemic, this only worsened the situation. The day after the celebration, there was a spike of 125 new influenza cases, and it was determined that health orders would need to remain in effect and more would be required. On November 20th, a group of 5 businessmen were appointed to balance the needs of business with the health orders. They recommended that business hours be staggered, that passengers on streetcars be limited, and restaurants and cafes could not allow crowds to form, and no shop was allowed to hold or advertise any sales. They also mandated the isolation of exposed households and placards to be displayed where the disease had been found. One member of the committee angrily told the Salt Lake Tribune, quote, "If the public had cooperated with the Board of Health and followed the suggestions more closely, it's likely the epidemic would have been under control before now. But it would still be a long time before Salt Lake City would be free of the grip of the 1918 flu pandemic."